This morning, we do want to talk about something that's also very important as we look ahead to what's being called America's mega decade of events. There are growing concerns about whether our country is truly ready to accommodate the world from 2026 FIFA World Cup, the country's 250th birthday, and the 2028 Olympics, which you can see here on WCNC Charlotte. Millions of international travelers are expected to join us. So joining us right now is Geoff Freeman, President and CEO of U.S. Travel Association. Geoff, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Jane, good to be with you.
All right, so let's talk about this, the big picture first. You've called this America's mega decade for tourism. What exactly does that mean? Why should Americans care?
Yeah, we've got an extraordinary opportunity in the years ahead. As you mentioned, the World Cup, the 250th birthday, the Olympics. We've got the Winter Olympics, the Rugby World Cup. We've got event after event after event. Why should we care? These events have the opportunity to attract international travelers. International travelers spend 8 times more than domestic travelers spend. They come here, they leave that money, they go home and they tell their friends and family to do the same thing. So we can't have enough of these travelers. Unfortunately, we welcomed 78 million international travelers in 2019. Last year, we only welcomed 72 million. This year, we're going to welcome fewer. So we've got to really focus here on what's it going to take to get these travelers into the country, spending their money, and going home and telling their friends and family to do the same thing.
All right. So what specifically is at stake here if we can't step up, if we're not ready?
Yeah, I think we're looking at billions and billions of dollars in spending that could come into the United States that won't if we don't get these issues addressed. Now, I think we've got an opportunity to make headway here. The Trump administration has put in place some good policies and working groups to make sure we're prepared. But there are really 3 areas where we need to focus. One, we need to let the world know that we want their business. Regardless of what they may have heard, the U.S. welcomes them to come here. 2, we've got to improve our customs processes. People shouldn't be waiting 2 or 3 hours or more to get through customs in an American airport. We want them spending their money in the community, not waiting in lines in airports. 3, for those that need visas, we need to eliminate the delays to get interviews, and we need to eliminate new fees that government has put in place where the government's trying to get money collected from travelers that should be going to local businesses, that should be supporting people in Charlotte, North Carolina, and beyond, and the government is now trying to grab this money for themselves. That's something we need to address.
All right, you're speaking to officials, local leaders. What is your message to them to get this going already?
Yeah, our message is we've got a great opportunity in front of us. No other country in the world is positioned as well as the United States with this run of events we've got coming up. But it doesn't happen by accident. Travelers don't just come. You've got to let them know you want their business. You've got to make the process efficient. You've got to remove obstacles. We're showing them where those obstacles are. We're also showing them that the benefits here are not just to the travel industry. This isn't just about hotels. This is about money that goes into restaurants, that goes into retail establishments, that goes to local drugstores, showing off new attractions. You know, I've had the opportunity to be right there in Charlotte and visit that NASCAR museum. That's the type of thing that can really benefit from international travelers coming into this country and seeing what we're all about. But it doesn't just happen by accident.
Yeah, good choice, by the way, going to the NASCAR facility. It's good fun. What can everyday Americans do then to support the mission here?
Yeah, I think what we can do is, because we're all travelers ourselves, right? Whether for leisure purposes, for business travel, I think what we could do is be more demanding, more intolerant. We see the inefficiencies in the travel process. We know that we're the United States. We can do better than this. But for some reason, we've been willing to tolerate these inefficiencies. I'm pleased to see the work that's going in right now to improve the air traffic control system, which will cut back on delays and cancellations in flights. We've still got a lot of work to do at TSA to make that process more efficient, more customer friendly. I think as travelers, we need to be more outspoken. We need to let policymakers know that this is an area we want them to focus because we deserve a better experience.
What other countries have done this well, positioned them as premier international destinations? What can we learn from them?
Yeah, just today, actually, France came out and announced that they have a strategy in place to increase traveler spending by 40% by 2030. That's a plan, right? That's a goal and a plan. We don't have a goal or a plan here in the United States. We don't have anyone looking at how do we grow the travel economy? How do we remove obstacles? How do we make this a priority? We need that kind of focus. Now, the Trump administration has done a good job creating a World Cup task force and looking into some of these specific events. We want to go even further. How do we create a travel strategy that brings free money into the United States, supports our economy, funds our services? We can't have enough of this. We just haven't had, for many, many years, the type of focus we need at the federal level.
Last question. If we do this right, what does this country look like for the next decade?
And if you do this right, you attract 40 million travelers to these various events. You're bringing money into local communities across the country. It isn't just the big gateway cities that attract international travelers. They want to see our parks. They want to see the corners of the various regions around the United States. So we really have an opportunity to spread that spending. And I think spread the diplomatic benefits. Have people see what the United States is really about. Seeing it firsthand is one of the most important things we can do.